Hi, everybody. It's Lori Zachary with LA Thrift Junkie. And if you are new to our page and or our challenge, we are currently on day 3 of a 14-day challenge to increase our sales on Poshmark by making changes that help because of the changes they made. So a lot of this stuff you may already do, but what you don't do, I encourage you to try.
Is we're going to talk about as a group project, right? So we're going to be talking about descriptions, and descriptions are quite personal. So it is kind of how you want. We're going to give you 3 samples. Best way that you can do this. And many of us already had great descriptions. I have to say, I myself went to Jonna Ogden. I had what I felt like was good descriptions, but we improved on them. Okay, so the first type is long paragraphs. The second type is where I was at, just bullet points. And then the third type combines both. So we have like a paragraph or a sentence or two at the beginning, then the bullet points, then maybe the keywords at the bottom. Okay, so you can kind of go any of those ways. The most important thing here, because relevance is so important right now, you guys, is to make sure that they're longer. So like this is just like a little example, and they would be much longer, okay, you guys, but the way I had to insert them on here, example of a paragraph, and you'd want to have this more information than what this says. Please understand that. But this shows a paragraph, and you see where that says space right there? That means enter the enter key, make a space, make quote unquote paragraphs, whether these are called paragraphs or not. That's what I'm calling them to explain what I'm trying to say. So this is your first kind, and this is probably the best kind right now. So I know we used to all do this, then we went to bullet points. Well, now relationship selling is bigger than ever. So we're telling a story about our item. We're drawing the person in. We're painting the picture, as Jonna says, to make sure that the person reading this really which is me. I'm like that data nerd, right? I'm not a storybook teller, but I'm learning, I'm trying. But the second kind is just simply bullet points. Okay, so you're going to see Free People maxi dress with a space. That's important. These spaces are important. Then you do all your bullet points, have another space, and maybe insert keywords right there. You can even add, of course, more information to this, and that's going to be more along the lines of the third kind that we have. But you'll see here, this is very simplistic. It's very easy to read for the customer, but the search engine algorithm is not going to find as many things. The customer is not going to be able to have the feeling of, a personalized experience when you use just bullet points, okay? And that was really hard for me to grasp. So this is just a little example. It's very hard to read, but it kind of shows both of them together. And again, I would make this longer. The space for you guys to see this and not make the text too small is why this is a shorter description. But so this just shows one paragraph, then a space. Remember, those spaces, key importance right there. The space, then the bullet points, then space, then keywords. Okay, so you can combine those. So say you don't want to write a whole bunch of paragraphs. That's okay. You can do both. So, okay, you guys, now you need to discuss with each other. You need to decide which one you want to use, and then you need to take action to make your descriptions better. The more words you're using right now, the more likely you're going to be picked up in Poshmark Search, because they are continuously testing different words, different keywords, different things to see how does the customer shop, right? So you're going to pick which one you like the best, and you're going to use it on every listing. And you guys remember, having spaces and multiple bits of information is what is important, okay? We want as much information as you can put in that listing without it becoming unbearable. And we want you to have spaces like paragraphs, right? Because that indicates to SEO search algorithm, and we'll use quotes there. It shows it that's got a lot of information. Okay, so now for the challenge. You're going to improve 4 to 10 of your descriptions today. Be sure to add those spaces, you guys. We're going to be looking for that. Still add those daily keywords, just like we told you earlier. Right now, we're working on the trending keywords still. So go to your trends every day, add those keywords exactly word for word to your items. Keep doing that, but now that you're going to be doing the description as well. Still update your titles and still do this daily until all of your listings are completed. Okay, that's real important. So we're not just going to quit doing keywords. We're not going to quit doing titles and just do descriptions. Now we're up to doing all 3 items. And I want you to do 4 to 10. Pace yourself. If you can only do 2, do 2. But I'm really hopeful you guys can find time to do 4 to 10 every day. And that's going to really help you. So what's the prize? Oh my gosh, you guys. This is probably the second best prize in our contest, and that is a closet consultation with Jonna Ogden. I'm going to tell you what, I can't say enough good about her, and anybody that has had one of these closet consultations has walked away with the changed and renewed, refreshed, just an idea for their business, right? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for new ideas. Why are we stuck in a rut? Okay, so to win this closet consultation, what you're going to need to do is do everything we just said, right? So we're going to look for a good title. We're going to look for that description that has spaces, and we're going to look for keywords somewhere in either in the description or at the bottom, wherever you want to put them, okay? And you're going to link this to this post. So go out and do your changing, then bring one of those listings in and give us a link to it. And for the grand prize, you're going to go to someone else's post and give a little bit of advice or a bravo, you done great, right? So we're going to interact with each other. So if I see you interacting, I'm going to enter your name into the grand prize, which is Vendu. And oh my goodness, once you've used Vendu, if you don't already use a service like this, it is going to change your business. I promise. It's going to make things more streamlined and organized and quicker. So the exciting news is Jonna is going to be giving away a closet consultation every day now until this event is over. So watch for more challenges. We're still going to have our other daily prizes, you guys. And on top of that, Jonna is going to be donating all these closet consultations. She really is a great person. If you haven't heard through our previous posts who Jonna is, she is a Heart and Hustle winner with Poshmark, and she does the home or handmade market. You guys, thank you for watching. I would like for you to stay just a little bit longer if you don't mind, because we're going to show you some different descriptions that might not be the greatest descriptions and some that are very good descriptions. So stay tuned for some samples. That's going to help you kind of get some inspiration and ideas. And I tell you what, our thing today showed me that a lot of you guys have your information on point, but there's always more to learn and there's always more to add. Okay, so what do we see in this? And please do pause so that you can look at these. So the first listing is going to show you that there is a lot of information in here in the beginning that's really not searchable words, right? It's not it's not describing the item, it's describing the service very first right off the bat. So while that information can be important, I would definitely put it down below. I would definitely add spaces and add all the information you can think about this item. Okay, so this listing actually has a lot of good information. However, it feels all jumbled up, right? It's like too much at once. So they need to separate that into a paragraph or two. And then I would even add a space and make sure to put keywords in there as well. Okay, and this one, bless their heart, probably a newer seller, I hope, but their description gives no details other than that it's a great jacket, dark denim, and then it talks about washing it. Okay, so this is definitely the opposite of what you want to do. Okay, so here's another one that's not only way too short, but it's not even describing the item, right? I mean, it does kind of. It's from a smoke-free home. See the photos for measurements and details, and check out our other listings. So this person isn't giving enough information by far. And the biggest thing in your description I can say is describe your item. If you have policies, if you want to talk about pet-free, smoke-free, all that, put that in there, not at the very bottom, you guys. The very bottom is very important. Google searches the last 10 words of your description. So make sure the last 10 words of your description are great searchable words. That's why I use keywords there. So don't put your policy at the bottom, but maybe somewhere in the middle. Okay, you guys, so this one is much better. So it gives a lot of information. You see all the spaces, right? So the one thing I will tell you, it looks like that this person copied their title word for word and put it in their description, what I also used to do. Then I was told to add just a few more words into that title, make it into like a sentence type paragraph, because Google looks at it like it's spam. I do believe something along those lines is what I was taught, but this description really is a very good description and would be a good one to mimic. Okay, you guys, so this is one of my listings, and I'm showing you this so that you can see that I am developing my style. My information is still minimal to what it should be, but I went from having all these bullet points to having to learn to do paragraphs. So I'm going to continue to improve and add, and I'm going to show you an example of our teacher and the person that's going to be teaching you doing a closet consultation, and her descriptions are like artwork, you guys. So make sure you pause this and read it. And I think that it's going to benefit you a whole lot to continue to add, just like me, continue to add to your descriptions, continue to learn how to tell a story, add your bullet points if you want to, then add your keywords. Okay, you guys are going to see in Jana's post, and I encourage you to go to Pete, P-E-A-T, and Repeat. That is her store, and look over her descriptions in great detail. One thing I want to point out here, and I need to learn to do this as well, is leave out all the periods. I'm still developing what words I should capitalize and what words I should just leave lowercase, and it drives me mad sometimes that I'm not not punctuating, and I'm not necessarily going by normal grammar, but we do have to have a mindset of we're retailers and we're telling the story and we're using maybe some capital letters that wouldn't normally be capitalized to kind of grab the customer's attention. But one thing I want you to pay attention to also in Jana's description is how much detail she goes into so that the customer knows exactly what they're getting. But furthermore, what is important right now on Poshmark, especially, and this is only going to help you on your other platforms, is that you have as many different keywords as possible. Because again, I'm going to reiterate this. Oh my gosh, I used that word. I don't even know if I'm using it right, but I'm going to restate this. I'm going to tell you that what they are doing is they are testing a lot of different things. So one day they might be testing color. One day they might be testing what kind of fabric it is. One day they might be testing, do people look for the word measurements, right? So you need to be putting in as much information into this description as possible. Keep it somewhat short and sweet, okay? But make sure you're being informative. Now, please go out there and make these descriptions. Make sure to link your items to this post so that you can win the daily prize. Make sure you comment on other people's items to give them helpful information and tips. Please don't be afraid to do that. That's what we're here for. And or tell them that they've done a great job. And I'm going to see you on the next challenge. Bye-bye.